All right. What up, what up? It is now day 10 of the Kickstarter campaign. We are sitting pretty at 10, oh no, not 10,000. That would be awesome. $1,066 dollars on our way to the $38,000 goal. Not on sorry, there's a massive amount of traffic outside my window. Not that that would be any different from any other day of the week. But yeah, that's what you're hearing. If you hear occasional loud yelling and fights and stuff, that's just what you deal with in some sections of New York. This section in particular, I don't know what it is, but yeah, so we're not on course, but this can always change. You just need a moment of momentum. This needs to find its way to the right places. I've been reaching out to people in the background, and eventually, you know, it'll land somewhere and it'll get more attention. But for now, we're still kind of puttering along under our own weight. So I've been working on this weekend some kind of update videos about the background to the book, some more stuff about like stretch goals, stuff like that, which I really think, you know, I feel like that's the thing that would most connect with gamers, is the actual game and not necessarily the book. But so that's in that vein. This is kind of what I showed off the other day, which is these are the pistols. I for some reason decided not to label these, but you know, I think it's better to make up your own names for these guns. Like this one has a long nose, so this one could be called Schnauzer. This one, it's, you know, it's classic. This is a rodeo gun. This one's, you know, disastrous street violence gun. All these, you know, you can just make up your own names. I really like this one, personally. This is the one that I was like, okay, you gotta include the classics. You got Colt 45, 2 zigzags. I love the Beretta. I think this is a great, you know, sort of like, this particular one too, I had like a model of when I was a kid. And then of course the classic, One Deeg. I mean, you can't not have that. But this one I put up as a special kind of a gun. It's a breech loader, so you load it one bullet at a time. Every shot you have to, you know, put in a new one, so it's slow reload. But there's the penetration on it. I think it's called actually the Black Optima something. I forget what it is. Oh no, here it is. Black Powder Optima. So, you know, I think it's kind of cool, like having this be the like, you really want to 1-deeg someone, this is what you 1-deeg with. Actually, more likely, like if you want to cross the map, kind of hit someone, you know, with a lot of penetration, a lot of penetrative power, that's the kind of gun that you want to go for. Because I kind of see it being like an all-out sort of thing. Maybe on a buy round, or no, like a save round, whatever you call it. Eco round. That's something that you could, you know, load up one person with. Like you're the raid boss essentially. But that is another thing too. This game, you know, as opposed to, I don't think you can have this in Valorant, but I know you don't have this in CS:GO. But in Teamstar, you can all share. You can share your money. So like, you know, you can drop grenades, or you can drop guns and stuff for other people. At the start, you could drop money. So if you all wanted to, like, you know, hey, I'm gonna toss in, you know, $100 each to one person, then they could kit up a little bit. So you have your raid boss kind of lead the way, and then the other people kind of follow in behind. So that's kind of a different strategy than you would ever have. That changes the meta a lot when you can share money. So, you know, there are certain rounds, so you kind of avoid having those rounds where you just are completely outgunned. So one person can at least have some kind of impact. So yeah, I think that's a kind of an interesting distinction. But we already did the pistols the other day. The day after that we did shotties, which are these bad boys, the classics. And you know, we talked about these. But now, today, we are going to do the rest. And the cool one that everybody loves. Oh wait, actually, I guess I was going to do submachine guns first. We'll do submachine guns first. These ones I kind of, I don't know, some of them obviously classics, like, I mean, I have the P90. I just feel like it's such a fun, stupid gun to use. And it deserves to be on the top tier, you know, it's like, well, it deserves to be, you know, that monkey-brained gun that you run around with spraying like crazily. This one obviously has a orange nozzle. Might not be a real one. And then, you know, similar to, you know, these are some classic ones, you know, like the UMP, the MP5, and the MP9, I think that's what this one is. So I came up, you know, we don't need to go to each individual element of the penetration and range and stuff. I kind of gave them all traits that I thought would kind of spread out nicely, as, you know, compared to like penetration and cost. So I said this the other day, I think that it makes the most sense to have sort of penetration and money, like cost, be like really connected, because penetration is what's going to determine like how much of your model is blown off by when it gets hit. Even when you have like armor, like your armor is going to be able to get destroyed by hits. So that the penetrative stuff is really going to do a lot. And the higher the money, or the higher the cost, the more penetrative power generally. But I wanted to add some interesting ones. Like this is the Sten. This is like, you know, some classic World War II, or, you know, oh, there he goes. There's a guy on our street. You know, you can have like horns that have, you know, different themes. So like you hit the horn and it like plays La Cucaracha or whatever. This guy on our street goes by all the time and he has one that plays Dixie. So I hear it all the time now. Hopefully he comes back. It's funny. But I love this look of this gun. I just thought it was kind of cool looking. I don't know. I think the MH40. What is it called? What are you? Definitely not that. But I just thought it was cool looking. I thought it was kind of weird that we never had an Uzi in CS:GO. So I really wanted to get an Uzi into Team Star. So that's definitely going in. But otherwise, you know, pretty straightforward kind of slope in terms of submachine guns. The next one, submachine guns, rifles. So rifles, you know, I have my own preferences. Obviously, they're reflected here. The original video talks about, like the pitch video talks about how, you know, the infiltrators and the defenders will have access to different kinds of guns. You know, suppressed weapons for the infiltrators, more kind of classic infantry weapons for the defenders. And I feel like you could just, you know, make these, you know, I haven't made that distinction yet, like which guns go where, but I just figured like these are some fun guns to start with. Again, you probably divide these up, and like, you know, with terrorists you can only terrorists can get the AK-47, for example. So the guns should be separate at some point. I don't know how that would break down, but these are just guns that I thought would be good to start with. You know, the M1 carbine, this, God, what is this called? Springfield rifle, Colt Winchester. This is for my dad. He's always loved this gun because, you know, it's so funny. Neither of us have like ever owned guns really, but we just, you know, they're kind of they're fun. Like, I know he likes this because he was always into westerns as a kid. So, and the gun itself is kind of stylish. It's kind of cool. And I figure, you know, this is a good one. You know, I put this one penetration high. You know, the range medium, fire rate good, so you can go kind of like, you know, fire and then do this thing really quickly. But then you reload one at a time, so it's slower. That's the trade-off for that one. And for the mid-tier, you know, you got the classics, the AR-15, AK-47, M16, and then these ones I figured these would be. The bullpup is so iconic. I almost don't want to include it. It's such a CS:GO weapon. So this one is actually another bullpup, which I didn't even know was the thing about a bullpup is I learned this as I was researching all this. You put oh wait, there's hold on a second. I need to restart my. Oh, there it goes. So a bullpup is basically the magazine is like way back in the back of the gun, so it's like almost underneath where your shoulder is. But it means that the barrel length can kind of be smooshed into the what's this thing called, the stock. So it makes for a more compact rifle, but it also has that long. The reason that guns are accurate and have penetrative power is when they're long. They're the long barrel. So you can kind of pack a barrel into itself. It's like pack the gun kind of into itself that way. But I figured this is another bullpup. It's a different kind of look. Add that, and then this one is also just kind of looks cool. G36, I think. Is that what it was? Yes, G36. Which I just figured it looks cool. It's futuristic. It looks like it's the next step up on the rung. So you can tell I didn't really put I didn't put too much thought into this stage of it. It's just these are the guns that kind of like, oh, okay, these would be fun to kind of include. They're different looks to CS:GO, different looks to Valorant, and then of course the classic sniper rifles. This one I really didn't put too much time into, just because I feel like there's the three main kind of, well, the AR-15 I think would fit more into the marksman kind of rifle. These ones are sort of more classic sniper ones. So these are all bolt action, I think. That might have changed. You might have to have more because they have the scout in CS, and then the op. So obviously, Mr. Barrett, I think that's what it's called, Barrett. But it's like a 50 cal, really crazy high penetration, big boom, big bada boom. This one I think would be more along the lines of like a scout, and then maybe even this one is like a tier lower than the scout, which maybe shouldn't even exist. Might have to rethink this particular layout. I think having looking for different kinds of guns. I'm just not a gun expert. I know there's other ones out there that have like shoot semi-auto and stuff. But I figured I'd make this more, because that kind of can exist in the rifle realm, the marksman kind of rifle. So that's just sort of the start out for that one. And then LMGs. This one I do know more about. At least I'm more familiar with, because I used to watch a lot of Vietnam movies, and this particular gun, the M60, was always like kind of cool. I think I even had like a little model version of it. I was really obsessed with guns when I was a kid. At least like playing little like cops and robbers and stuff outside with my friends. And the M60 was always like kind of a cool looking gun. Very Vietnam era kind of gun. I think in first Iraq War too. I'm not sure. But the first gun you get is like the MG, whatever this one is, MG something, MG42, which is what the Germans used in World War II. Very, relatively slow fire rate, very distinctive sound. And then for the number one light machine gun would be the SAW, the M249 ACOG, whatever that is, whatever that means. Looks more futuristic, definitely would be higher on the tier list just because of it. That's just how it works. So yeah, these would be kind of sloping upwards in terms of penetration and fire rate, and then also money, which it's a common theme. That's just how I've been setting it up. And then finally, the last element, which I think is actually the most interesting thing, because every one of these games has guns, all these different kinds of stuff, but not all of them have weird things that you can use the physics system with. Like that's my main thing that I love about TeamStar as a concept is a physics system that is really kind of fun and responsive to creativity. And in that vein, obviously we have some weapons up here that I figured would be more generic. So like, there's only one, you get a knife, just like in CS:GO or whatever. There's a grenade launcher for infiltrators and a rocket launcher for defenders. I figured that makes the most sense because if you're defending, you're usually on high or you're in a position, and a grenade launcher for an infiltrator would be great because you could bounce them off walls and like kind of bounce them around and over things because it seems to be better for the defenders, or sorry, the attackers, as a way to kind of, you know, dislodge enemy positions. Whereas the rocket launcher, it's very quick. It would be, you know, line of sight kind of situation, but it would kind of make you have to stick out a little more. So it kind of puts more pressure on you as a defender to kind of expose yourself. So I figured that would be kind of that makes sense. I also included claymores, which I may or may not. That's a question, because it's like, you know, I included claymores, which are basically like, you know, little mines that are directional. So you set them up in one way. I think it's in Call of Duty as well. And they, I don't know, they kind of suck playing with, but I think that's because, I don't know, there needs to be good counterplay to it. And I, you know, in that spirit, I included a diffuse kit for specifically the claymore, so you can, you know, diffuse those kinds of situations, or those, you know, implants and stuff. If in playtesting it doesn't really work out, then I think the other option could be just to have C4. So you remote explode things when you think an enemy is in a position. So that kind of means that you, as, you know, the person that set the charges, have to kind of be more aware, more actively involved, as opposed to just having this passive thing that, you know, will cover a certain area. But I don't know, we'll see with playtesting that could really kind of bear out. But other items and stuff that you know, this is where the items come in. You could have binoculars, oh, you know, obviously crossbow, but you could also attach to the crossbow a rope with a little grappling hook on it. So you shoot and try to like climb over things or get into positions that would be, you know, tougher to dislodge or tougher to see. So if you're infiltrating and you've got the predator kind of battle suit, you know, infiltrator thing, you know, where you look like the predator, you're camouflage, you can use your grappling hook and you can kind of, you know, you're up in the trees or on jungle or whatever. So yeah, I just, including a rope, if you have a physics system without a rope, I mean, what are you doing? You want to have a fucking rope. Same with the ball, the bouncy ball that, you know, doesn't cost, maybe cost $20 of your hard-earned money in the game. And, you know, maybe you're in a position where you want to, like, cause some bushes to rustle over there, and you throw the bouncy ball or something, and it rustles those bushes, and then, you know, they're listening in that direction or something. I just thought it'd be fun to include something like this that responds to physics that you could play around with. Same with the, you know, the flashlight. There's actually, in the story of Team Star, I had this moment where there's like a glitch or an exploit that Frodo discovers on ice, where, you know, the map is mostly frozen, it's tundra, and the defenders have this, basically are defending this big mountain side, and Frodo discovers that if you can chuck a flashlight that's turned on to the top of the mountain, there's this kind of like divot. It'll point the flashlight down and illuminate everything inside the ice kind of mountain. So, and, you know, and it's just cave, like, you know, meandering caves inside. So if you had like a sniper positioned with a really powerful gun, and that you threw the flashlight up there, they would be illuminated inside, and you'd be able to pick them off from the outside. So that's like a plot point in the story, in the book. And in the game, I figured it'd be kind of fun to have, like, you know, flashlights, especially when it's either the dawn time or, you know, dusk and night, and you could run around, you could throw those in locations, especially with, you know, if you want to blind people that have the night vision goggles, which obviously, if you're dealing with nighttime stuff, you want to have that as an option as a defender or infiltrator. But I don't know, I like the options, you know, of just playing around with the physics in that regard. Obviously, you have the classical things like, what is it? You have the smoke bomb, regular old grenade, flashbang, and Molotov. I mean, these are all utilities that you would just as easily make use of in this game as you would Valorant or CSGO. They're just really useful. Why wouldn't you use them? And you'd probably use them the same way. Another kind of more physics-y silly thing, or a few things I wanted to include, was like blankets. You know, this is just physics things that, in my mind, you could find a use for. Like, maybe you attach. The idea too is you could attach items to items using duct tape. That could be an element of this. Like, you attach like you attach a blanket to a ball and you chuck the ball and it, you know, it does something. But and same with the ladder. It's a collapsible ladder, so you run with it into a situation. You pop it up and basically put yourself into unique positions. This is also, this is kind of the same thing that was in Counter-Strike. It's the decoy, although this is a slightly different looking kind of decoy. Shovel also. You want to build you could dig into the dirt. Why not? It's a physics system. We'll see about that, how much of the level you could alter, because you don't want it to be like, you don't want to end up inadvertently creating Minecraft Steve from Ultimate, because any fun physics system, if you have someone that can screw that much up, then you're just kind of eliminating fun. I know that there'll be degenerate strategies that come out of that. So you have to be careful with that. But I just like the idea of being able to quickly build a foxhole or do something with this. Same idea. You got your helmet and your Kevlar. Although I was thinking it might be better, instead of Kevlar, to have sort of breakable armor, something that looks more like I don't know, the kind of armor that you'd wear or protection you'd wear on a motorcycle. There are some of them that kind of look like almost breastplates, and they have modularity to them, so if they got hit, one of the plate parts might fly off, as opposed to Kevlar, which has a fabric kind of look to it. I feel like that might be more distinctive than Kevlar. And then also, same idea, Riot Shield, very distinct though from the Call of Duty Riot Shield, which obviously had its degenerate kind of elements to it. This one would be, it's a physics system. All you have to do, you chuck a grenade and it would blow back, or it would take a lot of that force and it would push it, so you might fly out of your hand, depending on the force of the blast. So this is just sort of a fun toolkit. It's fun things that you could play around with. Lastly, this one is very specific to Team Star. When you get to the wall, or at the end, as infiltrators, there's exit sites where you can kind of escape out of. And as an infiltrator, you can just manually go up and you start opening the portal, but it's slow on the wall. It takes time to open up. It's sort of the same kind of thing where you're waiting as the terrorist for the bomb to explode, so you have to defend it. You're waiting for the door to open up, so you have to defend the exit site from any of the remaining defenders. This little bad boy, I was thinking it could be a utility not unlike or just an extra kind of thing. So it would be called a door cracker, or a cracker that you set it against the sphere wall, at the exit site, and it starts opening the doorway automatically, but it would be slower. So it would be a choice. You can actually, it would free up a person instead of them trying to open this wall or this door by themselves, which takes them away from defending the exit site. You could have this thing do it automatically, and then it gives you hands free to kind of battle. I think it might have to be more expensive then, because it is such a useful thing. It would be something that you really only have access to if you had the money. But it's like a diffuse kit. If you have the money, let's get the diffuse kit. Let's add it to the elements that we have. So yeah, those are the basic, sort of all the basic elements of Team Star as I saw them. And again, these are just sort of thrown at the wall. And like I said, they should be distinct. There should be distinct weapons for infiltrators and distinct weapons for defenders. I have not differentiated them at all. So, for example, what was it? The rifles. Where is it? The rifles, there will be some of these, like this one maybe will be an exclusive for the infiltrators, and this one will be exclusive for defenders or something like that. And then one has options for silencer, and one has maybe a mini grenade launcher underneath for the defenders. Yeah, something that differentiates sort of how they are and what their purpose is. So yeah, that is that. I think that's everything. Let me just see here. So, if there are any other questions or any questions at all on this so far, then feel free. If not, I'm going to be doing another update in 5 days. Hopefully we will have more to report as far as the this number goes. It's kind of sat that way for a couple days, but again, I think it's just a matter of sharing it, getting it out there. I'm going to try to be creating more content for people to share. I think I'm going to take the gameplay elements or the gameplay stuff that I discuss from the main video and just detach it from the book stuff, because I think that those are two separate potentially interested parties. So you know, just to give people one video, like this is the video about all the game stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing now. Tomorrow I'm going to be releasing a video about one of the stretch goals about Germ. He is an awesome dude. He made the poster behind me. He made the metagame poster. Oh my god, does that appear on your screen? Oh my god, that must be. Okay, well, wait a minute, I have to double check that. Did I just discover that? Let's see here, Twitch. That is so funny. Let me try it again. Right, hold on. Yeah, it works. That's stupid. All right. Well, I love you guys. I hope you're having a great Sunday night. I am going to go work on that Germ piece and about what he will be capable of doing with that extra money that we could potentially raise for him to do awesome illustrations and maybe even a prequel story to Team Star. So, you know, we'll see what that could potentially get people's attention with. I don't know. If Germ is such a classic figure in old school Smash, maybe he will get some attention, you know. But in any case, I love you guys. Have a great night and take care. Much love. Until next time. I think 5 days from now. When's the next one? Oh god. Whatever. I'll tweet about it. You'll see it. Take it easy, guys. Peace.